there, and welcome to Vex Ed, covering what happens under the covers. Today, we're going to be talking about impact play. Why are we doing that? Well, I've noticed that a lot of people have been exploring and engaging in this type of play, which falls under the BDSM umbrella of sorts. And so I wanted to make sure that as it's grown more popularized in the media, we do this correctly. I personally absolutely love a good spankety spank, as you guys may have very well noticed on my stream. I kind of love the looks of a nice red booty after taking a good spanking, and I've noticed that after my senses have been super heightened from taking a good spank, the gummies are kind of mind-blowing. But all of that happens because me and the person administering those spankings have a very, very well-established sense of communication with each other. And I'd like to make this video to teach you guys the basics of how to establish that for yourselves and your partner or partners. So let's get started. According to the Center for Sexual Pleasure and Health, that sounds like a fun place, impact play generally describes a variety of activities that encompass one partner striking, usually repeatedly, another for the purposes of sexual gratification. Yay, sexual gratification. So, how do we engage in impact play safely? The first thing we need to know is safety zones. These are very, very important. Certain areas such as the tailbone, the kidneys, the hips, the neck, and the face tend to have a very, very high risk of sustaining permanent injury if you don't know what you're doing. So please avoid these areas at all costs. Some more safe areas that you might want to consider are the very, very obvious ones. The butt is nice and meaty and cushy, so as long as you stay within that region, there is very, very little risk of any kind of injury. Another thing you might want to bear in mind regarding impact play, or really any type of play under the BDSM umbrella, is the use of safe words. On my live stream, we've been known to use the phrase "pets are us" to notate that somebody is feeling uncomfortable. However, feel free to have a ton of fun making up any words you'd like. Make it nice and personal. You want to yell out banana or hot dog or supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. To notate to your partner that you're feeling uncomfortable, you just go right ahead and do that. The point is that it communicates that something isn't quite right. If you're not wanting to come up with something of your own, you could absolutely use the very, very commonly established system of red, yellow, and green. As you can imagine, red notates, hey, stop this right now, yo. Yellow means, this is okay, but I need you to check in with me and be very, very mindful of what you're doing right now. And green is, hey, this is really, really groovy. I like this. You should keep that up. Finally, well, Vex, what are we smack of the booty with? I'm so glad you asked. For a beginner, I would recommend simply using your hand with a nice, flat, open palm. This runs very, very little risk of missing your target, so it's generally pretty safe. Of course, there are implements you could use. Paddles and whips and canes, oh my! And these are great, but first, you might want to try practicing on a pillow or some other sort of inanimate object before you actually try striking a partner. Each of these implements has its own guidelines for purchasing one that is correct for you and for using properly. So we will be addressing that in another video. And with that, we conclude our short lesson on impact play. Thank you for joining me for some sexy schooling. If you'd like to join me on my live stream in Vero Club or on any of my social media, click the links in the description below, and you have a great day, my lovelies. Mwah.